Hello again, people. Right, this video is all about choosing your pair with regard to volatility. And I always used to say to people that I was helping with this method, um, while you're new, stick with the less volatile pairs. So that rules out gold and some of the indices like DAX, for example. I don't know what the other indices do really, but I gather they're all pretty volatile. Um, the reason being, and I'll show you exactly what I mean, if I'd been tempted, if I'd been up, and this is in the middle of the night, this trade, it was the other day, and I just happened to notice that I'd left all my uh, lines on the chart and the actual trade was still there, so I thought I would talk about something that occurred to me while I was walking the dog, thinking about past trades, and this particular incident here that I realized during the trade would have been nasty, but fortunately, being the middle of the night for me, um, I am a light sleeper. The dog wakes me up, she wants to go out, and that's me done for the night, normally sleep wise. So about 1 o'clock in the morning my time, well, what's this, 2 hours difference, so 1:30 my time. It was earlier actually, it was about when this green bar here, so I could see we'd got a bust, pullback, break and close down. Now the temptation at this point here would be to hit that. Now that's not such a bad thing when you look at the size of these candles. This one single candle, as a result of that, I'm talking about this red one here, the single move as a result of that was 25 odd pips. Bearing in mind I'm only going for 15, it's at the very most really, unless I'm absolutely so convinced that the accumulation like we've had, all this sideways motion here, is done. And the reason I like the look of this trade was all of this here. We'd bashed it, bashed it, bashed it, bashed it, bashed it, bashed it, finally broken through, and then we expect to pull back to test it. So as a naughty scalp, probably would have taken that had I been awake at the time, but because it was in its pullback phase when I woke up, so it was just, well, it wasn't really lucky because I would have taken the trade and got out. But if as a novice you'd got involved in this and not been aware of this scenario, I have an actual name for this because I see it happen so often. I used to call it the swan song. It's when they get you in, fake you into the short for whatever reason, then take out your stops, reverse you, frighten you out of the trade as a retail trader, or as an algorithm. You know, I don't truly believe people are trading and doing this. It's the algorithms are doing it. But you know, I've based my whole method on this three candle reversal to the downside. This would have been a three candle reversal on, say, an H4. I'm not going to show that right now because we're not talking about that. But this is what we're talking about. Be aware that if you enter the trade as a result of the break of a strong level, that blue line there, you may well get caught up in that swan song. And the more volatile the pair, the more you're going to feel the pain. So, you know, from the close of that red candle there, directly under my lines, that was a 70 pip bit of drawdown plus the spread. So, just be aware of that, and you know, think about that. The best way to protect yourself from stuff like this is to avoid the volatile pairs. Go for something like euro US dollar, or you know, you can tell by the average daily range which pairs are going to be least painful in terms of drawdown, but in terms of targets and stuff, you know, it's going to take longer to get to 8 to 10 pips than it would. So, you know, that's all part of your own personal trading plan. The other thing I wanted to talk about, and it occurred to me as I was just preparing to make this video, something that I think about quite often, is you probably may ask why I take 5 or 10 pips and then seem to leave a ton of stuff on the table in terms of possible trades. Why didn't I take a short here? Why didn't I make this trade go longer? You know, this was, if memory serves me, something like a 50 pip 45 pip trade for 80% of the trade, and then the remainder ran down to that level there, which was this line here, the white line, which was, you know, this, I knew price would have a problem here, bounce around, and it did, as you can see on that line, and then pull back up. Um, so um, and also it makes me smile when I see people now trading the 3 candle reversal method and getting 15, 20, 25 pips and this, that and the other, when I've taken 5 or 10 pips out of the move. And again, I mean, it makes me chuckle because I've done my work. I try not to be greedy. Greed is the worst enemy of a trader, because you'll give back all your profits if you don't, um, if you're not careful. So, you know, don't worry about what I do. Don't worry about whatever other traders do. Just develop your own plan and stick with it, you know. There are trades absolutely everywhere. You just have to believe that. And sorry I'm talking so weirdly accentuated. It's because I just want to hammer that home. There is no, and I've suffered it. I've suffered it for years. No need for greed. No need for anxiety, fear of missing out. There are trades everywhere. All you need is one trade. Let's say you need $150 or £150 a day to pay your rent and keep your family fed and clothed, then that's all you need, one trade. You don't need thousands of trades, thousands of dollars. Just make sure you make a living. It's not about being right, it's about making money. So be prepared for the swan song. Don't worry. Ask yourself, why didn't I take that trade? Why didn't I take that trade? It's because I'm making coffee or walking the dog or doing something a lot more interesting there. And the other thing, you know, I took a trade this morning, middle of the night. I was testing Aaron's alert and brilliant 3 candle reversal indicator. And whilst I was testing it, getting alerts on gold, I actually managed to take a couple of trades actually, but I'm just showing the one here because the other one was an additional one for this same move. If I often do that, if we get, you know, you take your initial trade and then, you know, it is a slam dunk. It's done exactly what you expect it to, and you can see clearly we've got targets going on here, S2, S1 and S2. S2 was my target. Another point I wanted to make in this video actually is, you know, these people, lots of people, and it astounds me, these trading rooms I go into occasionally, not every day, but if I'm, you know, got spare 5 minutes, I'll pop in, see whether they've got any decent setups they're looking at, and if they agree with what I'm doing, they've done the work, I will take a trade based on that, but not what they call in the rooms. I use my method 100%. I do not diverge from that, nor should you. But we're looking, and as I said, you know, if it's on its way to my target, then I will add to the trade and possibly just shorten the target and close the trade because I've doubled up anyway, if you know what I mean. I hope that makes sense. The other thing I want to talk about here, whilst we're on this chart, is look what happens every time this turns. Once you've made that breakout, as it were, you know, this we can clearly see 3 candle reversal down here. You know, all of these 3 candle reversals have happened. We're only looking for shorts based on, you know, the two trend lines we can draw: ascending, descending, trend line break, 3 candle reversal, momentum indicator, push down. Now look what happens every time you get a new red bar, as it were, here. So we've turned red. That's potential for trade. There it goes, 14, 15 pips. Take off 2.5, 3 pip spread, and you've got a decent little scalp there. Then my 3 candle reversal with the engulfing bar here. Well, it happened on the lower time frame, but what I liked about this, and I was going to mention that as well, is that this reversed up. We know we are looking for shorts, and I was a bit cheeky. I went down to the 5 minute. This is a 15-minute chart, and I could clearly see that it had given way. So I entered the trade based on the lower time frame. But once again, here this has turned red in the direction you want to go, and price has just crashed. And even now, this has turned red again, and we've got a nice move there. You use the lower time frames, say the M1 for example. So that's 12 pips that's moved, I think. Make your own set of rules. These are just guidelines, the trend lines, the 3 candle reversals, the RSI histo. I've mentioned this before. It is a new, relatively new indicator, but I absolutely love it. And as long as you just think about what you're doing. Here, this has had an engulfing. This is an engulfing candle. It's broken the low of that candle. It's turned red, and these are scalpers' paradise moves. There's 11 pips there, so take the spread off. You could easily have banked to 5 pips. I know scalpers that scalp all day long for 1, 2, and 3 pips. They're the people using stuff like this. This would be the perfect indicator for them, because every time it turns red, they would probably be all over it like a rash. There's one there. That's the next move. And, in total, that moved 15, just under 15 pips net of spread, plus gross of spread. Take the spread off. So 12 pips net. So, develop your own method. Look at what's in front of your eyes, and then just work out how best you want to trade it. There's no one else to judge you. This is the problem with these people that say you must do 2-to-1 reward risk, 5-to-1. I've had a 5R trade. What a load of bull, to be honest with you. Just trade what you see. The rooms don't have the levels on there. I've not seen one with the pivots on there. I've not seen one with indicators. I mean, I don't know what's wrong with these people, but they all seem to think they're little clones of Wicks Don't Lie, It is just develop your own method. You are only answerable to yourself. Pivot, round number, half round number, quarter round number, whatever, and pivot again. You couldn't make this stuff up. And this is the Asian range forming still at the moment. Ascending trend line. None of them use any of this. I think they're mad. Absolutely bonkers. But there you go. So, thanks for watching. Have a great day. Oh, and while I'm at it, please comment on the video, like the video, subscribe, because if I don't see that many comments, I'm not that inspired to make new videos. There's over 700 here now. I know you don't need any new ones, but human nature is we only watch the latest ones. So please, criticize where it's sensible, not just for the sake of it. And please, if you have any particular requests about anything related to technical analysis and the charts, then please do ask. Thanks again. Have a great day.